Step 6, negotiating and agreeing the deal. If you missed step 5, I apologise for my attire, but I'm not client facing today, hence I'm not wearing a tie and I have a loud jacket on and a jumper. Okay, so step 6, negotiating and agreeing the deal. I apologise, I haven't read this first. It was written a few months ago and now we're doing videos. I'm doing you a favour, so please excuse me if I make any mistakes. Right, step 6, negotiation and agreeing the deal. Sales. You need to follow the legal rules. You have done an exam before becoming an estate agent, your Properties Misdescriptions Act, etc. You need to complete correct paperwork and send by post in writing the offer to both applicant and seller within 24 hours. You need to keep a copy of this on the property file with a copy of the letter you send by first class post showing a copy of the address and a stamp. This is suffice in the eyes of a judge if it ever gets that far, but you would always try and resolve complaints much before that. You need to send a letter for each offer and for the agreed deal. You must legally put the offer to the seller, even if it's £1. Wow, it's raining out there. Welcome to the great British weather. And I actually put on my springtime jacket this morning because it was such a beautiful morning. Okay, so you must also get your mortgage advisor to speak to the applicants to see if they can get the mortgage or an agreement in principle, an AIP letter from the applicant. If you put an offer up without this, then it is classed as a reckless offer and you may find yourself in legal trouble. You should read a book on negotiation. I'm not going to go into it. Maybe I might write a book on negotiation if I have the time, but I've got bigger fish to fry at the moment, so I'm not doing that. Get a book on negotiation. In negotiation, there is a tool called silence. This is, of course, being silent. The person who is silent the longest is the most relaxed and therefore more in control of the conversation. If it's a low offer, you shouldn't act like they should take it. Remember, the seller is your client, they pay your fee, you work for them, you can tell them this to make them feel confident. Okay, this is why I should have read it beforehand. They pay your fee, you work for them. You can tell them this to make them feel confident. So you say to them, you pay my fee, I work for you, I will do the best for you. You can even say something like, and more selfishly, the more I get for you, the more commission I get. Make them feel comfortable that you are doing your best. Don't ever make them feel like you're on the side of the buyer. You wanted to get an offer to start the ball rolling in negotiation stage. That has been done, even though it's a low offer. Example. Oh, by the way, when you're putting up an offer, really, your manager needs to put up the offer because you have built a relationship with a buyer. You've taken them out, you've taken them around. There's no doubt you've built up a relationship with a buyer. So really, a manager or your colleague should be putting the offer up to the owner and saying to the owner, I work for you, and having no emotional attachment to the buyer. That is the correct thing to do for your clients. Really and truly, there should be an estate agent and a relocation agent. The relocation agent should work for the buyer, the estate agent should work for the seller, just like in America and various other places. It doesn't make much sense that an estate agent is working for the owner in this country when they're building rapport with buyers. It's a silly way to do it if you ask me, and I hope that it will change fairly soon. And I hope that most buyers will start using relocation agents so that it's relo agent and an estate agent. So there's no conflict of interest. But there's just a lot more to go in this country. It just needs to be regulated by the government. And there's, as I say, there should be an agent for each. Okay, so you wanted to get the ball rolling in negotiation stage. That's been done, even though it's a low offer. So you can say to your client, I have an offer for you. It's a low offer. I don't expect you to take it, but maybe we can shave a little bit off the asking price and go back to them with a goodwill price that you will accept. It is for a family who have a £200,000 deposit and the rest is mortgage. Your mortgage advisor has checked them out and feels they can get the funds. You would say to them, our mortgage advisor has checked them out and feel that they can get the funds. They're not in a chain, they just need to give a month's notice, they want to exchange and complete ASAP, and they have made an offer of £550,000. And you just stay silent. There's no rush. Let them think about it. I'm not sure, really. Not sure. What do you think, Patrick? Well, do you know what? With the market doing this, that, and the other, blah 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 blah, I think you should take it. You think so? Yes, I really do. All right. Excellent, great. I'll get the paperwork out in the post to you, and deal done. Pleasure doing business. I'll speak to you soon. Right, okay. Get the paperwork out, get it done. You've done the deal. Okay. Or you say, well, how about we get a little bit more money for you, which is actually the right thing to do. So, but you're getting my gist. Just look at a book on negotiation. But you are getting what is going on and the silence, etc. Okay, so you could go back to the buyer and say, the seller likes the sound of you, you're a first-time buyer, etc. He wants to sell to you. However, the only reason for her selling is that she is upsizing as her children have become teenagers and require more space and therefore needs a certain amount for this. She didn't want to go below 590, however, she would accept 585 in silence, wait for the response. Even if they don't want to say anything for 45 seconds, you wait for them to speak first. You are the most relaxed person in the conversation. You do not want to come across that you are desperate for a sale at all, and you never want to be desperate for a sale. Absolutely not. In your mind, never, ever desperate for a sale. People can smell desperation, and they will run a mile. Even if it's the best deal on earth, they will run a mile. I can tell you from experience, if you're desperate, you think, I really need to do this, I really need to get this one for my target or whatever, you just think, well, actually, do you know what? If you don't do this one, I'm going to sell it to the next person because I know this is a good deal. Yeah. If you know it's a good deal, then you're not desperate to sell. You'll sell it to the next person. Okay, so never think about your commission, etc. Have nothing to worry about. If you are a friendly, caring and kind local member of the community, like you should be, as I said before, then you should only be thinking about what is right for them. So have a chat with them and see if they can get them to increase their offer. Ask if they can meet halfway at 567 500. Get the best you can from them. As you work for the seller, your job is to get the best price. Go back to the seller with the price in the same format before stating the price, as in, silence, etc. You could point out other properties on the market at a lower price and tell them the price and that you think they should accept. Point out that the market can change any time. A world event can happen in the next hour, or a headline on the news that the property market is going down and nobody will buy. Instantly something can happen. Breaking news, this has happened, and instantly everything crashes around you. And that is a fact, that can happen. So you can say to people, maybe you should take this right now because we don't know what's going to happen. Tomorrow, we don't know what's going to happen in the next hour, okay? And that's true, okay? You could have buyer and seller have standoff for days. You should keep in touch with both parties every day, updating them on the market activity and see if they might go up, higher or lower or drop or whatever until eventually have a sale agreed. But often you might get a standoff, okay? How are we doing for time?
30 seconds.
Okay, cut.